we are going to talk about this new plugin. I've got a bass track already open here. We're going to talk about the Air Tape double track. Now, what this plugin is it is an emulation of a tape machine, and I believe it was used at Abbey Road Studios. You can double your tracks, it can add saturation, it can do chorusing effects and things like that. Full disclosure, I have no experience handling reel-to-reel tape machines and recording myself. I was born in the 80s. I started making music in the 90s, obviously using primitive methods, and my uncle did have a studio, and I was present in the studio and did mess around with him when I was a kid, but I wasn't hands-on that much with the equipment. And when I finally started to record myself, it was with a Tascam or a Fostex 4-track first, and then eventually with another Tascam digital 8-track, followed by GarageBand, and then Pro Tools, and then Logic, and then Reaper, back to Logic, and then I started my foray into, I guess, sequencer samplers. So I have no experience with a tape machine, but I have been messing around with this plugin, and I can say that it's awesome. So let's get into this. Here we go. All right, now I hit a kick in the arrangement that I don't want, so I'm just going to go in and get rid of it. It's right here. We're going to make this bigger. And that's our kick. Got to get rid of that. And it's this one right here. I don't want it. There we go. Go back over to the main. All right, I'm going to keep it really simple with that. I'm going to take out my bass. Today's signal chain is my MPC Live 3, and I'm actually coming out of the left and right outputs of this into channels 2 and 3 of my Tascam Model 12. I'm also speaking into the Model 12 using a Telefunken, M80. And on the voice that you're hearing, I have a little bit of compression. I have nothing, no EQ, no compression, and the channels are panned hard left and right on channels 2 and 3. Okay, I've got out my bass. I'm tuned down to E flat. I've got the input channel set to 1, and I got the monitoring on auto, just like I said I would. Here we go. Okay, I'm here, got my guitar, PRS CE24. I am on the middle pickup, and it is tapped. This one has a coil tap, not a coil split. Going for a funky sound. And let's do it. All right, I'm good with that. I'm gonna create another guitar track because I want to do something higher as well, and then we'll be done with it. Because I'm not gonna. The important part of this is not the song, obviously. I'm gonna switch to the neck. All right, we're back. I'm gonna start with the first guitar. So first off, let's give it a little bit of flavor. And this is by no way definitive. Let me go turn off that stupid metronome. All right. I'm gonna compress both of these. So. That's That's almost what I would like for this, but I'm gonna let the threshold be a little more lax. And let's make the release a bit quicker. I'm good with that. Make this one kind of funky. Let's go through them. I'm cool with that. Now we're gonna add the doubler. Here we go. So right away you can already hear like a slight chorusing effect, and you've got these different, you can mix the channels here, right? So this is your source and this is your double, and you can kind of affect the difference in the two sounds. And this right here in the middle is your vary speed. So I guess it tells like how much slower or how much faster the double is than the original track. You also have your audio tracking here. I don't know much about this because, like I said, I've never really messed with one of these tape machines, but you have your modulation over here, and you can kind of pick between which type. You can sync them. You can determine how much of it's warp, the speed. Oh yeah, I like that. So messing with that vary speed, you can recalibrate, randomize the heads. And then we can also change the head position. I like it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Go back over to the channel mix. I can add some drive to the double. So I actually like what I came up with there. I was planning on just using the presets, but I actually like what that ended up being. So let's go on to the original guitar track. So I'm going to solo this. Yeah, take that off. And this needs some compression as well. I want a slower attack on this and a quick release. Soften up the knee. Good. I'm going to add an amp to this one before the doubler. So we're going to go harmonic. We're going to go to amp sim. And I like that jangly amp for these funky tones, British jangle. Solo it, mono it. I'm gonna further scoop out some mids because the other one was spiky and we want them to kind of stand out amongst each other. All right, let's add that doubler. Let's go through some presets this time though. So this one's barely doubling it. It's just adding some crunch. I kind of like this. That's too much modulation. It'll be too similar to the other guitar. Same with that. That's overkill. Ooh, I like this. Let's go to the channel mix. And the double's turned way down, so I'm going to turn it up. This one's also panned a lot closer. The pan on the other setting that we used was to like 70, and this is 36, so you can hear how it's really subtle. And it drives the source track on this one, as opposed to what I did driving the double. I'm okay with this. Now, another cool thing is it's got this this mono feature for the bass frequency. So you can do 140 hertz, but I'm actually going to bring it up to 180, maybe even 200. Because I usually like to chop off the low end below 200 on most of my guitars anyway. Not always with distorted guitars, but I don't play with too many distorted guitar sounds anyway. So let's go back and listen to this in the mix now. All right, let's go mess with the bass. Solo the bass. Compress that too. Now, bass. I like about a 10-to-1 ratio, so. And I want it quick. I want the whole thing quick. There we go. A little harder on the bass. Now to make it cut through, I think I may bump up the output just a little bit. All right, let's add a amp sim on it. And let's play with them. Too gritty. All right, now I'm going to add a doubler to the bass because a little trick that I was told by a guy named Nate Dunmoyer, who was, I believe he was the drummer for Passion Pit. He's got a band now called Kumo 99 with my longtime friend Amy, and they're awesome. They make like really gritty electronic music. They've been touring a lot. Nate is great at mixing. He's mixed songs for me, and I've learned a lot from him. And putting a little bit of chorusing on a bass is something that he taught me. But also, I want to use that mono bass feature on this. So that already sounds cool, right? And I'm just going to create it myself. Oh man, that already sounds good. Let's go over to the channel mix. Now I'm gonna take this frequency. It's at 221. I'm gonna take it down a little bit. I'm actually happy with it down here, so. Let's hear it in the mix now. All right, so tell me, what did you guys think of that? I think that is like a utility plugin. It's a Swiss Army knife to me. That thing helped out so much with the guitars. You can add different types of character to each guitar with it. It also has the doubling feature, which I'm excited to use on vocals. I've experimented with it just a little bit. Even with the bass, it's nice to be able to mono the bass below a certain frequency and to add the doubling all in one plugin, because those are things that I typically will do with bass tracks in a mix. So I think that this plugin is very useful, and especially for people who know the operation of it more than I do. I'm going to delve deeper into it. I'm going to dive deeper into it as I go on, because this is a plugin that I'm going to keep using, and I believe it's still free. I think tomorrow, or I think December 4th is the last day that it's free. So I think if you haven't gotten it yet, what are you waiting for? You need to go ahead and grab that now, right now, because it is a very valuable plugin. And even if you miss it and you're watching this late and you have to pay for it, I don't know what they're going to charge, $29 or something. It's worth it in my opinion. And especially if you're making tracks all in the MPC, which is something that I've been doing lately. I've been trying to finish tracks in the MPC. All right, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to pull up one of the songs that I've been working on lately and play it for you guys. Vocals recorded in here with the mic from the MPC. I'll play you just a little bit.
Try and stop me, I'm not asking for permission. My mission is transcendence through strategic repetition. I'm highly favored and I've seen in premonitions. I won't be entertaining any of your inhibitions. Obstacles like you can't hold me.
So yeah, that's all done from the MPC, the vocal, all the mixing. This is the second track that I've been doing that with. The other track is pretty much done now because I mixed it, and I had my dad make some sax tracks. I added that. It's in Logic. It's almost ready to go. I'm going to be releasing it, but this one is still in the MPC stage, and I'm just trying to see the viability of creating tracks and sequencing them and everything like this. The track that I played you has 3 parts: a verse, a chorus, a bridge. The other song, when I exported it, there were 9 different parts basically. And some of those are just variations of a verse, variations of a chorus. But, you know, when you work with the MPC and you're using song mode, which is how I'm stitching them together, you have to duplicate your track, delete something, or duplicate it and add something in order to create those different parts. Otherwise, you end up with just a really difficult task to sequence these things. So I'm experimenting with that, and I can't wait to put the doubler on that. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought about the track that we worked on today. Let me know about all of that stuff, because I'm pretty happy with that track, and I'm pretty happy with that plugin, and I think you all should get it. Peace.